Welcome everyone. Let's discuss this question. This question is taken from the Combined Geo-Scientist Mains 2026 Geophysics Paper 1. So the question says, differentiate between forward and inverse problems, explain direct and model-based inversion techniques with suitable geophysical examples. So first, let us understand the forward problem. A forward problem means that the properties of the earth are already known and we want to predict the observations that our instruments would measure. So in simple words, model is known, data is calculated. For example, suppose we already know that the underground there is a granite body, its depth, density, shape and size. So using the law of the gravity, we can calculate what gravity anomaly will be measured at the Earth's surface. So this is called the forward modeling. For example, known is like the density of the body, shape, depth, and we have to find the gravity anomaly. So this is a forward problem. Okay. Now think of a movie projector. Okay, if you already have the movie stored inside the projector, right? And when you switch it on, the movie appears on the screen. So similarly, known earth model to physical laws, then predicted observations. Okay, so this is exactly what a forward problem does. Now, what is an inverse problem? Let us understand the opposite situations as well. Suppose we perform a gravity survey. We only know the gravity anomaly measured at the surface, but we have absolutely no idea what lies underground. Now we have to estimate the density, depth, size, geometry, rock properties. So this process is called the inversion. So here observed data, then estimate the earth model. So this is called an inverse problem. For example, given is like the gravity anomaly and we have to find the density distribution, shape of the ore body, depth. So this is an inverse problem. Okay, so forward problems are usually stable, easy and unique, and inverse problems are usually difficult, non-unique and sensitive to noise. Okay. Now, can two different underground structures produce almost the same gravity anomaly? The answer is yes. This is called the non-uniqueness. And that is why the inversion is much harder than forward modeling. Okay. Now, let's make a difference table between the forward and the inverse problem. So here I am writing the forward problem. And here the inverse problem. Look, here earth model is known. And here observations are known. Okay. Data is predicted here. Model is estimated here. Okay. This is easy to solve. This is difficult to solve. Okay. This is usually unique. This is often non-unique. This has stable solution. This has noise sensitive solution. Okay. And the forward problem is used for the simulation. This is used for the interpretation. All right. So let us discuss the first inversion technique. Okay. So first is the direct inversion. Just give me a second. Yes. So first is the direct inversion. Now, what is direct inversion? In direct inversion, there is a mathematical relationship between the data and the model. And we solve it directly using the algebra or the matrix equation. And there is no repeated trial and error. So, if D equal to Gm, where D is the observed data, G is the forward operator, M is the model parameters, then M is equal to G inverse D, provided the inverse exists. So this is called the direct inversion. For example, electrical resistivity sounding, and if the equations are simple enough, rock resistivity can sometimes be obtained directly from the measured apparent resistivity. What are the advantages? Fast, simple, and computationally efficient. And what are the limitations? Works only when the equations are simple and inversion is mathematically possible. Okay. Now comes the most commonly used technique in the modern geophysics, that is model-based inversion. Okay. So we start with an initial Earth model, then calculate the predicted data, compare it with the observed data, and if they do not match, modify the model, repeat the process again, and this continues until the predicted data is approximately the observed data. Okay. So imagine a doctor diagnosing a patient. The doctor makes an initial diagnosis, compares it with the laboratory reports, changes the diagnosis and orders more tests and represents until everything matches. Right? So model based inversions work exactly like that. It gradually improves the earth model until it explains the observations. Okay? And let's talk about now about the geophysical examples like the seismic tomography, gravity inversion, magnetic inversion, electrical resistivity tomography. Okay. So almost every modern exploration technique uses the inversion, whether it is oil exploration, groundwater exploration, mineral exploration, geothermal studies, carbon storage, engineering geophysics, all depend on solving inverse problems. Without inversion, surface measurements cannot be converted into the underground geological structures. And that is why the inversion is often called the heart of the exploration geophysics. Okay.